The Titan CS50. What a big gun. This blaster originally came out summer of 2019. Now there were two things about it. Everybody was excited for it. Once it came, it was kind of a letdown. I'll be explaining that, but yeah, when I first saw this gun, I was really getting into the sport of Nerf. Yes, Nerf is a sport. Yeah. Anyways, everybody was so excited for it because it had 50 round drum, which was brand new, rotating barrel, brand new. And yeah. But when it came, it was kind of a letdown because it was a lot of money for basically a big, more aesthetic, big drum, slower shooting rapid strike. Which I thought was a little sad because, rate of fire should be like a minigun, but instead it went pew, pew, pew. But yeah, so I got rid of that last part, made this thing epic. Now, when I first saw this, like, online, I was thinking I'd be lucky if I even got to touch that. Well, for my birthday, a kind person got me this. Yeah. Which I was really surprised, and, it was a Nerf-themed, birthday, so, yeah. I gotta drive, or, four-wheeler, the Rhino, and, my friend would be sitting in the second seat and just blasting down my other friends. Yeah, it was fun. We weren't crazy. Yeah, so, but after that, I didn't touch it too much. Because, it wasn't, like, the rate of fire was slow, and I thought that was a little bit of a letdown. I love the 50 round drum, though. And the rotating barrel, but I thought it could be better, so when I was ordering some parts off of Phone Blast, then I thought to myself, what if I modified the Titan? Now when I ordered the parts, I just thought it would be cool to get them, but yeah. So I made this a 3S Titan, and now you might be thinking, 3S, well, what's wrong with 2S? 2S motors, I want to do on a full auto blaster, because 180 motors or 3S motors have higher torque, which is better with the dart not jamming up the flywheels. And when you're letting power run to the flywheels, but there's a dart jam, that's how bad things happen. Basically, your motors go bye-bye. Yeah. So it's better to mod this on 3S. Now you might be thinking, well, how did you get switches in this handle? I'll explain that because it was difficult, actually. What was not difficult is how big this battery compartment is, because this used to fit 4 D batteries. Yeah, you heard me right, 4 D batteries. I guess because it had that extra weak motor running the spinning cylinder. Do you want to come out? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so battery compartment is so giant. This thing could probably fit like an 8S easily. I'm kidding, but has anybody ever used an 8S on the Nerf blaster? I know there's such thing. The largest battery that I've heard on a Nerf design is actually a 5S, which I personally want to do. That's why. But yeah, so now we got the 3S in there. Explain what I did. What is going on in there? I swear I saw something in there. Yeah. So, what I did was I replaced all the motors except for the barrel motor. That's not really something that you say often, but I replaced all those motors with Valkyries. Now I did the same with Rapid Strike, but it's easier because it's conveyor belt, so you only need 2 switches. One for the rev and one to fire. Yeah, this motor is stock and it's doing a pretty good job spinning. So, I'm gonna fire it for you guys, and you decide in the comments whether you like it or not. So I got the full 50 round drum in here, now ready to shoot. Just like that, through a whole 50 round drum. This is actually what the Titan should have been. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. Well, no, I'm not, because that's what the Titan shouldn't have been. Should have. I said should have, not shouldn't have. So, couple problems along the way. The old motor, I'm scared for this Titan. Okay, so the old motor was this size for the pusher, and my motor is this size. You can see a difference. One has too many McDonald's hamburgers, and one has not. It just fell. That was my water bottle. And so little housing for the motor, because it's conveyor belt, so there's a bunch of gears. It was fitting this, so I had to fit this, so it was loose in there. I had to get it just right. So I tried cardboard, I tried bubble wrap to get it just the right, like same as this. And then I would get it, but then it would just, since those materials are so weak, it would just shift out of place. So I got fed up and just epoxied it. Yeah. Cheap way out. Yeah. Then a stock motor in the barrel motor it's the same size as this, but I used a flywheel motor because I noticed that these motors are actually slower than flywheel motors from what I can tell. Maybe they can have more, maybe they have more torque, but from what I tell, they're actually slower. So I put a flywheel motor for this, and it seems to run good on 3S. The only problem is when you start spinning it, it's actually rotating so fast that it in the beginning, which isn't a bad thing, I don't think. Of the switches, as you can see, there isn't enough room to get 2 separate switches. Well, on here it looks like there might be, but inside there really isn't. To get 2 separate switches seated in there. So what I literally did is I put them on top of each other. Yeah, I put them on top of each other, and they were good. First I did wire it wrong, but I caught myself before I did, which is good. Oh yeah, one thing, children, never mod I mean, when you're modding, never solder when your LiPo is plugged in. I haven't had any experience with that, but I have had experience with wires crossing on a LiPo, and that's how you short out a LiPo. Luckily, mine did not explode, but I was sad because that's the only LiPo that I had. Then I had to wait another week for another one to arrive. Do you want to work? That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this awesome Titan. Yeah. No, this is not for sale. Yeah. It's a Nerf by Mason, and peace out.